Hey, what's up, y'all? This is the Will and Deshaun show, and I am Deshaun.
And I am Will.
Right. Will, how are you?
I am better now.
Oh, you feel
Finally,
better from
finally,
your illness?
finally.
Right.
It
What?
was a sinus cold,
What?
aka a sinus infection. There's no illness, okay?
I
But
mean,
yes, I'm feeling better.
I'm just happy you better.
Thank you, friend.
Yeah,
How are you?
I'm always great.
I know that's right. You gotta always be really
Blessed,
blessed and highly flavored.
highly flavored and favored. Okay, blessed, dipped in some lemon pepper and favored.
I know that's right. Come on, live pepper.
But today we want to talk about gay men navigating in straight places. Did I say that correctly?
You did.
Yes, because you know what? That whole passing thing is a real. It's real. It really is.
Absolutely.
It really is. I've been told that I straight pass, and at first I was like,
Since when?
at first I was like, what does that even mean? I'm like, what? But then it's like now I really, really, really recognize it
Okay.
because people would say to me like, "Oh, I didn't know you were gay." Before they hear me talk and see me interact, and I guess with some gay people, you could tell they're gay by like a football field away,
Absolutely.
right? And so like a lot of most niggas just kind of look alike. You know what I'm saying? You see a black man walking down the street, that's just another black man. But then when he starts to talk, or as you get to know them,
Or body language.
body language, gestures or whatever it may be, you know, you could tell a little bit more about them. Mm-hmm.
You know, with that being also said, which is kind of true, we both pass for straight men, should we say. We both can, in straight places, people wouldn't know we were gay.
Right.
Because we know how to kind of like, it's not even a know how to turn it on and off, because I don't feel like it's anything we're turning on and off. But I will say this, I found myself at work butching up a little bit more than I normally do or have to. Because, like, I notice when I speak to other guys at work, when I see people walking the hallway or something like that, I notice my voice get deeper when I say "What's up."
But are you
I don't know
supposed?
that.
I mean, but it's like
Not that I have a high voice or anything. My
Right.
voice is naturally deep, but I'm like, why did my voice get deeper?
I've always felt like you adjust to who you're around. Period. I like personally,
As in Rome, do as the Romans do.
I'm not the same. Well, I'm the same person, but I may say what's up to you. I may say hey to her. You know what I'm saying? It's different.
It's a modification.
It's a modification. So I don't feel like there's anything wrong with modifying how you speak to a person, because I feel like different things, different. How can I say this? Because it's a way smarter way to say this, y'all. Forgive me, but I feel like different ways of speaking goes with different environments.
Yeah.
Let's say that.
Again, when in Rome, do as the Romans do.
Yes.
You do have to very much be, as a gay man, you do have to be aware of your surroundings.
Right. You can't go up to a straight man and say, "Hey, sis." I mean, it's
Right. Or
some gay people.
even
should.
if you with your, absolutely, and even if you with your sisters, if it depends on what environment you in, you shouldn't be hey sister
to each other.
to each other,
Mm.
because sometimes that can also cause you can get bodily harm.
I've never had that issue personally. I've never felt like I shouldn't be gay. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not that flamboyant. So I guess for myself, I've never felt like I needed to tone down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I will say this, I guess I speak different to some people, but I have worked around a lot of gays for a long time. I'll say that too. So I may be in a different category, because y'all, I'm in the service industry. Whew, let me tell you, if any gay scared to be themselves at work, go and serve tables somewhere, because you get to be as flamboyant as you want to be. But yeah, I've never really had that issue. Now I have. Have I ever toned down that much? I'm not gonna say I never toned down, because I'm sure I have butched up for some reason somewhere. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have somewhere. Because even at home, I'm not gonna say I butch up at home, but I still don't feel like I'm like, I don't know. But I'm real middle of the road, gay. So I'll leave it at that.
The reason why again, that this topic is important because I was just use the example recently. The boy Saucy Santana, the one that's the gay rapper, was in a strip club and he almost literally lost his life, for just being himself. And he's very he has a flamboyant personality and he's flamboyant in his appearance as well. He likes to wear female adornments and he wears the makeup, the lashes, and all those things. And I'm prefacing by saying this: there's nothing wrong with him being who he is authentically, but there are places where you have a safe haven being yourself authentically, and there's a place where you can also
You're gonna get more attention.
You're gonna get that
a different type of attention.
Absolutely, you're gonna get an unwanted garnered attention.
So should he not be himself, or should he just go there and know what the consequences may be?
Also, you got to bring it on down.
You think he should tone it down?
Now they was again in this situation with him. They were allowing him to be himself until he got a little bit over the line. When sometimes you be filling your liquor, you be in your cup.
What was he doing?
So they was letting him have a good time. He was being Santana, walking like a dog, all that stuff. But he got to the point where he was now beginning to show his bare butt and his thong, and
that's just a lie.
After they told him to kind of like reeling in a little bit, he got to being like disrespectful. Again, all these things do not garner this man almost losing his life. But we live in a society where being gay and especially being a gay man like Santana is not accepted. And Santana went in a very straight environment, a very, homophobic, straight, pseudo masculinity, hyper masculine environment.
Black.
Toxic, very toxic masculine environment. Okay. Which was a strip club.
So, but why would he?
Because he ended up having fun like everybody else doing. Again, a lot of gay people go to strip clubs.
But to be naked though? Would I have your ass out?
Right.
And I'll agree with Will. That means you should lose your life. I mean, that means you should get beat up. That means you should be harmed. But there are consequences for your actions.
Again, this is where it goes in navigating in straight spaces.
I mean, but that's inappropriate in the gay space. Like, why would you be walking around with your ass out? I don't know. I mean,
that's what the strippers' jobs is for.
People get paid for that, sir.
Right, but you are a gay man.
And them men, they don't want to see your ass. They're not there to see your ass.
That part. But again, this is why
still does not warrant a death threat.
Absolutely not. It doesn't warrant the homophobia that this man and almost losing his life, basically attempted murder on this man's life. Which was a very displeasing and very sad situation. This is why, again, you have to. There's a saying that goes, "Know those who labor among you." When you go to a situation, when you go anywhere, I'm a person. I'm very I'm scoping out the land. I'm like an eagle. I'm scoping out where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? I pay very close attention to the environment that I'm in. Right. That way if you can be, hey girl, sis, with your homegirls, or you be calming down and have a regular conversation. Not to say that calling you, even though that's not like a big thing, I'll say this. At certain places, you can kiki, and then there's certain places where you have regular conversation.
Okay. I'll say this. I think he was wrong for what he did. Now, I don't think, like I said, you should never get death threat. But how do you think they were going to react to that? Like, what's the appropriate way to react?
When somebody is who he is, who is himself, he's a more effeminate man.
That's still inappropriate, though. It has nothing to do with you being effeminate or masculine. Your ass shouldn't be out in no strip club because they're not there to see your ass. They're there to see women's asses. So why would you do that? That's how I feel about that situation.
Because you feeling that cup was feeling too
They
good.
should just screw him out.
I think that's kind of like what happens to anyway, to goes back to what we are saying about how as gay men, how do we go by navigating straight space? Is it for us to be in strip clubs or straight bars and straight clubs or family functions? Where do we have to like butch it up to be in those kind of environments or be our authentic self in those kind of
I think it
environments.
depends on the gay man.
Because again, everybody's not a passing gay man
Right.
like you and I.
Right.
Again, we can go on gay.
And not that passing is a good or bad thing.
No,
Right.
there are.
Just in case somebody's trying to
I'm gonna say this.
make this conversation into something else.
I'm gonna say this. There is a privilege in passing, and let me tell you this because being able to pass will garner you not being harmed sometimes.
Because I don't worry about that type of stuff. Because the whole gay safe haven thing, someone brought that to my attention at my current job where there are a lot of gay guys. And he said, yeah, I like working here because it's like a safe haven for gays. And then he said to me, he's like, I didn't even know you were gay until I got to know you. He said, you're very straight passing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, okay. And it's true because when I go to straight functions, I don't think about stuff.
Being gay.
Yeah,
or
I
acting
just
gay.
think like I'm about to go and have me a good time, have me a drink, do this, do that. I know I ain't about to twerk on no niggas. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm not going.
You're very condescending and knowledgeable of that part.
Right. But with that being said, I don't really twerk on niggas when I'm at gay functions.
But that's just you. But there are people.
Exactly. I'm speaking for myself.
I don't know because you get a little liquor, and then you get a little handsy.
But I've been really
But
drunk around straight people, and I don't do the same thing.
I think consciously in your mind, you know not to approach a straight man. And this is why I tell people that kind of goes back to our last podcast where we were talking about how could you find a man outside of Jack, and I was talking about in public. But like I was telling him, I said, you can't approach straight men. You know who's gay because at the end of the day, the energy, and you can tell by somebody looking at you and stuff like that.
Like it's gonna be close.
You're gonna have that connection in some kind of way.
God gonna send you a sign.
Like I go to the gym. The gym.
Is that a straight place?
Majority.
Okay.
We're not in Atlanta. But majority. No. I'll go the barber shop.
Okay. That's a
Because
straight place.
I know I hear this a lot with gay
Having a
men
little trade talk.
having
Anxiety.
yes about going to straight barbershops because most barbershops are straight. To barbershops in general because of the toxic masculinity and the way that some of the barbers talk about gay people and their homophobia that they have to deal with or listen to while they're getting their haircut from said barber that may and may not be homophobic.
Right.
And I feel as if, it's harder to say these things because we are more of a...
It would be great to interview someone.
Yes, I would love to have somebody that was more of an effeminate person to actually speak on this, and we might have to do a part 2 to get their perspective of how they navigate through straight spaces. Because for me, it's an unconscious thing because at the end of the day, I'm being myself. I'm not... I'm only clockable to gay people. Or when how you get women who ask you questions and then they kind of put 2 and 2 together because you're of a certain age, you ain't got kids and you ain't got no girlfriend. They be like, oh, he must be gay. Kind of that situation. But for the most part, I can navigate, and I'm not hyper masculine at all. By no means am I hyper masculine. Don't try it. I'm not hyper masculine, but I am very guy next door. Very the musician looking like I don't know. I'm just a regular person. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a regular kind of guy. Like I said, I'm not like hyper masculine like the trade, like the dope boys or whatever, or the big jock dudes at the gym or whatever. But I'm still able to navigate myself through straight spaces. I can go to a straight function and not feel that my life may and may not be in danger. You know what I'm saying? Like if I go to a straight function and I see a lot of attractive men. I know a lot of attractive straight men, but I'm not approaching them. Even when I go to the gym, there's straight men at the gym. I watch them and I look at them or whatever, but I might admire them from afar, but I'm never giving them the eye or trying to quote unquote turn someone out or even make them feel uncomfortable. Because at the end of the day, a person is a person, and I can be friends with anyone, straight, gay, whoever, trans, or whatever. I can be friends with them, and eventually, I'm trying to get them to help me with workouts or try to explain what do they do, how do they get their body that way. So, because a lot of times straight men also feel that gay men are trying to quote unquote get them or turn them out, which is not necessarily the case all the time.
Right.
So that's why a lot of gay men are afraid, especially at gyms and stuff like that, are afraid to kind of interact with gay men.
You said straight men are afraid to interact with gay men.
Yeah, a lot of them.
I can see that.
Because again, it's homophobia because of you're scared that it's going to make you gay or you're going to be labeled gay
Or
because
you
you hang
think
out with
he
a gay
don't
guy.
like you because you talking to him.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's not even that. And you ain't even trying to holler.
Right. Yeah, most definitely.
It's very few. I ain't gonna say very few because there are a lot of allies out here that who are straight men who have gay, you know, who have gay friends or again like people who have their brothers and stuff
Mm-hmm.
who are. Because sometimes your brothers are your allies. You know, for those who have like siblings and stuff like that, your brothers are your allies. If you know if you gay, they know you gay, and they're probably more protective of you because you gay. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But as being a gay man, you do have to be very aware of your surroundings and where you go. Me personally, just like your coworker said, I kind of prefer more of the gay safe havens as well.
Mm-hmm.
I like going to a gay club or the gay bar, or not that I won't go to a straight bar because I've been to straight bars or whatever. I like more of like a house party scene. Where
Some people feel like they can't let their hair down in a straight.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not doing that.
Right.
Oh, even if I wanted to get turned up gay, I'm not doing that no straight because I don't want to put myself in danger like that. I'm not putting my life in danger because I remember this particular time where we were at this one point. Friend of ours kept trying to get us to go to like straight clubs or whatever, and y'all know I was always against that. And that was the reason why I was always against it. Not to say that I would never go, but I was against it because at the end of the day, we're gay men. And some of us, when we get in our cup, we get a little loose.
We do.
And not to say that you're going to be trying to talk to the straight men or whatever, but sometimes your body language get a little loose, and because you get less down and you get to doing a little stuff a little bit gay, which brings eyes on you, which can potentially put you in harm's way.
Interesting.
That's the reason why I don't like to convey myself in straight functions when I'm having a good time around gay men. That's the reason why, because people always say I hate women, quote unquote, which I don't.
Right.
I work with all women. I have a female best friend. My mom is a woman. You know, so I don't hate.
My mom.
I mean, I don't hate women. So people always feel like, oh, well, you hate women. But again, here's the thing. They like, well, you don't like for straight females to be in gay parties or functions or gay clubs like that. I said, I don't.
They just be in the way in the gay club now. Girl, get out the way. Okay?
And again, it makes a lot of gay men uncomfortable.
No, girls don't make me uncomfortable. They girls.
It may not make you uncomfortable. A lot of you have to. Some of the straight women
are worse.
They are worse, and they feel like they have the right to do what they want and say what they want to you because you're a gay man. And then there shouldn't be no retaliation. And a lot of times people don't want, because they want to discuss things about maybe in their personal life that they might not want a female to hear.
Yeah, now that I agree with. I only say like, yeah, of course, my conversation with a gay man is gonna always be different with a female. I can't go to certain areas as far as conversation is concerned.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm not going to. Yeah, I ain't gonna give you details. Like, hell, it's hard for me to give details about a lot of stuff. But
True.
yeah, I ain't worried about
But
that.
no, but you get what I'm saying, and that's the reason why I feel like to go to the whole female thing of why our culture as gay people have been kind of given away. It's kind of been given away to straight females, which now because they're indoctrinated in our culture and our lingo, to now it's natural to them so much because they speak it so much. So now straight men have also adapted the lingo, and now it's like everybody's.
Right.
But again, to go back to what we were talking about as being a gay person navigating in straight spaces, you do have to be aware, even on your jobs. Like you said, in your particular line of field, it's more of a safe haven for gays, or they are okay with being themselves, or they can be as flamboyant if they want to. In my job, you cannot be that way. Because you can also, we live here in Georgia where you can be fired for being gay. You know what I'm saying? So you do have to be aware.
And I'm allowed to be, what I do at my job could be considered unprofessional at another job as well. So.
Doing the most?
Yeah. So, yeah.
Do you feel as flamboyant gays who, quote unquote, do the most, do you think that's them personally? or that's who they really are, or they actually are putting on more.
I think you need a professional version of yourself. Period. Whether you could be a professional flamboyant gay. I've seen flamboyant gays who are, a softer guy who is, obviously, flamboyant just in his gestures and stuff like that. But I think you always need a professional version of yourself. Period.
Oh, gotcha. Again, navigating in, let's say, family functions.
Like gay family or like
No,
our real family.
Your biological, the given family, not your chosen family. So, family reunion time. You are a semi-flamboyant gay man. Should you tone it down around your male cousins, or should you cat and be yourself?
I think it depends on a lot. It depends on your relationship with your cousins. It depends on.
What if you got like the homophobic trade cousins? And they be like, here come that gay nigga Johnny.
I mean, but how do you feel about yourself? There's some people who gonna be themselves regardless.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like they don't give a fuck if you extra homophobic. They mom and daddy homophobic.
Yeah,
anybody
which again, I'm not saying that because maybe it did come off like I was saying you should change, but again, like you said, it depends on your family dynamic with you,
Right.
and then, like I said, and your strength enough not to care. But again, if that garners your safety,
right?
You
Think
should
your
be
cousins
aware.
gonna beat you up?
They might, because if they inviting they other little trade homeboys, again, they could be your greatest protector, or it doesn't even say your family. Well, again, like I said, with family reunions, people live like their friends and all that stuff, and everybody come. But then you get somebody that be like, people get the grip getting real slick at the mouth.
Yeah.
You know how they go. I ain't with
Absolutely.
these faggots all around here. You like what? Again, you have to be aware.
Yeah. Always.
Just
Period.
be aware of your surrounding. Again, as in Rome, sometimes you have to do as the Romans do.
Right. I mean, there's a difference between toning it down and being a completely different person.
Right.
Yeah. So, hell, a lot of niggas need to tone it down when they get around certain people. It's the toned down version of yourself for every situation.
So everybody has to learn how to code.
Everybody gotta learn how to tone it down a little bit. Some of y'all hood ass niggas need to know how to tone it down.
But is that being respectability politics versus, people should just accept the way that I am?
You can still be yourself. I'm not saying you be fake. I'm not saying you not.
No, because a lot of people say that, quote unquote, because being hood or ghetto is such a bad thing because of quote unquote society has said that this is a bad thing. But if it wasn't quote unquote looked at as a bad thing, you know what I'm saying? We have to quote unquote code switch, and we can't be hood in certain areas in certain places.
Like I said, there's a professional version of yourself everywhere you go. You could be hood if you want to, and you won't get that job.
There's interview you,
Yeah.
and there's who I really am once I got this job.
Mean, that's just the world.
So you have to play the role, right?
You do. And even with like your family, like it's a lit version of you, and then there's a Thanksgiving dinner version of you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's nothing wrong with being different versions of yourself.
Because again, like I said, some especially as being a gay man, some gay men cannot turn off who they are.
Right. Exactly.
Because that's just who they are.
That's just who they are, and there's nothing wrong.
I can like maybe butch up a little bit more,
right?
And not that I really have to, but some people can.
Right. It's a version of you when you with your cousins. It's a version of you when you with your aunties.
Right. That part.
You
but again, like I said, sometimes I feel more. This is gonna probably sound real rude, but
say it.
I kind of thank God that I am not a flamboyant gay man.
Okay.
Because
you think navigating the world will be a lot more difficult? Yes,
because I get less scrutiny than an obvious gay man.
But do you think there are privileges?
Do our privilege as being a passing man?
Do you think flamboyant gays have a privilege too?
No. around females
Mm,
because they come off less threatening.
mm.
But for even around straight men, they come off less threatening, but they're more so to try you because they feel like you're less threatening and forget that you also
I
a
feel
man.
like flamboyant gays have the privilege of being approached. I feel like when you know you gay and you exude homosexuality more,
Mm-hmm.
you get more attention. Sometimes it's good attention. I feel.
And then
I've
sometimes,
seen it
well,
before.
sometimes it can be bad
Of
attention.
course, it could definitely be. There's another side to attention. Period. But I've seen guys who were gay from a mile away and got like positive attention, positive energy thrown their way. Whether it was a guy talking to him
Mm-hmm.
or whether it was, you know, another gay person interacting with them. Like they get, it's almost like they have a rainbow on their head. So it's like they're pulling attention towards them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not always negative attention. As with and I spoke about that with that same guy who I was talking about with gay safe haven.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, with you, he's like, I got dad vibes from you. I was like, dad vibes?
Oh
I
wow!
was like, oh my
You got
God.
you got a whole family in the house.
Right. He was like, yeah, it's like I didn't get any gay vibes from you. And I think I started talking about, I was like, damn, like guys just talk to you all the time. He was like, yeah, because he was like, you don't give that energy. And like I always say, one of my biggest affirmations is to be more allowing and accepting. So I don't know. Maybe I need to be allowing and accepting of more gay.
Yeah, you know, sometimes we can be closeted.
Yeah, and I know it.
We can be very closeted. As straight passing men, we can be very closeted. Because of our straightness. And I've always said this. I said it on multiple podcasts. I was very homophobic, homosexual. That I was using the fact that I can pass majority of the time to navigate and people not knowing my business but this is one thing I've always done, and I still do this to this day. Even though I don't go out and be waving the flag with folks to tell people to come in the room and like, hey, I'm gay.
Baby, I was born
Very
this
dead,
way.
very quiet every day.
Right.
But if somebody say anything negative about a gay person, I am the first person to jump down their goddamn throat.
Mm.
I am the first person to get them together. Because one thing you're not gonna do is bash us. Because again, I am yet a part of that community. When you're talking about the flamboyant person, we in the same community. We like the same thing. He might just be more feminine than I am, but we are in the same community. And what you're not gonna do is talk about him.
What I was about to say, something. But at my job, someone also said to me, well, Deshaun, it's guys out there who looking for guys like you. Like, it's not always about changing yourself to try to fit in or to try to attract this or attract that. Maybe you just need to be more of who you are. There are guys looking for guys just like you, and that speaking to the guys who aren't flamboyant.
Which is
That's
true,
the
but you
community
can't.
of men for them
You
as
know
well.
what the thing is? Wallflowers never get seen.
Mm.
You can't always hide in the shadows,
Right.
And I guess this will go into our quote unquote dating thing of how to date as well, and how to stand out amongst the crowd.
Right. You could be in the crowd and not be flamboyant though.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, you can stand
no,
out
again,
there.
people are looking for guys like you and I.
Right.
But the thing is, because I'll say for you, and sometimes for me as well, we can't always be the shy guy on the wall or the shy guy in the background or in the shadow. Sometimes you gotta let I feel for me personally, I always wanted my energy to shine to the front.
Mm-hmm.
My energy, and not as in I'm here, everybody look at me, but or I always in my mind, I guess I always felt like the sexy, mysterious guy. Like, ooh, what is up with him? He off to himself. I want to see what he about. In my mind, that's how I always wanted that kind of energy. I wanted to make people intriguing about who I was because I was, quote unquote, I guess off to myself or low key or just very mysterious. Not the person just being loud in the room, just taking up space, taking up all the air in the room. Because that can also be a turn off for people who you come in the room. You sometimes it can make you popular, but sometimes it can also turn people off. Be like, ooh, I wish this nigga sit down. He doing too much.
Right.
But then you do see guys. When I go to the club or places, the people who quote unquote are kind of like off to themselves or on the wall on them phones, then the ones I kind of like talking to them more because I feel like there's something that makes me want to get to know them. Because I feel like the more boisterous person in the room, you already know what you're getting with them.
Interesting.
You already know they're finna give you what they give. Not to say they can just be turning up because they in a cup, or they could just naturally be a big personality. And you be like, ooh. So they could be like, ooh, you could be a tree, or you could be like, ooh, no, they're doing the most.
Right. So yeah, it depends on a lot. But with that being said, how do y'all feel about navigating straight places? You know,
How do you go about navigating straight places?
right. And if you're flamboyant, please comment and tell us how you feel. Or if you're quote unquote straight passing, tell us how you feel.
Because I know a lot of straight passing guys. There's a lot of guys who I feel like I be like, damn, I'm gay. And when I look at them, I be like, damn, I'm gay.
Right.
They make me feel like I'm like flamboyant gay or feminine gay. You know what I'm saying?
And we've been through that too. Like flamboyant is a lot of different.
Right, but I would say again, the gays have levels when you're around gays. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, some gay people can see you be like, oh, they like the trade. Then some gays be like, oh, them queens.
Right, exactly. And some of y'all be seeing straight guys and be thinking they queens. Okay?
Right.
But that's another conversation. But make sure y'all comment, subscribe, share, tell your friends, tell your mama, tell your cousin, everybody. And thank you so much for listening to the Will and Deshaun show. You got anything else you want to say, Will?
Be safe and be careful. And just know where you're at.
Peace out.
Bye, y'all.